Hello everyone, welcome to Alteryx tutorials. In this video we are going to take a look at the join tool in Alteryx. So the join tool is a part of the join tab group and it is a very useful tool in Alteryx. We would be seeing all about this tool in this video. So first of all, let us understand that what is the basic functions of this tool. Join tool is used to combine the two inputs based on some common fields between the two tables. We can also join two data streams based upon the record position of those streams. So for the join tool, we have two inputs over here. As you can see, input data 1. We just click on it. It would open the Excel file. So it has a few fields here, and it is the segment field is the consumer segment. As you can see, all the segments are consumer over here in this field. Okay. And the second we have is the same table, but the number of records is different, and the segment here is the corporate segment over here, like this. So here are the two sheets, the consumer sheet and the corporate sheet, which are actually apart and taken as two different inputs to be joined together, right? That means we have two inputs with common fields between them, which we need to join. Now let us drag this join tool over here. As you can see, this is a join tool, and in order to perform the join, we can actually use two options which are available in this configuration tab, that is join by record position or join by specific fields. Now if we talk about join by record position, this option is used when two tables have the same field structure and the data will be joined by its position within the two tables. Next we have is join by specific fields. It is used when the two tables have one or more fields in common and the data will be joined together on the basis of the common field only. And we can choose to join based upon the multiple fields, and each join should be a separate row in the grid. Like this is the grid. So each join, each criteria that you're giving for the join should be for a separate row in this table. But I'm just going to go with the join with record position, join by record position. First of all, let me just drag this one to L and the other to R. So L means left and R means right. These are the two anchors that we are getting. Now each input L and R, or left and right, has a drop down list from where we can just actually select the fields or the join field for each of the inputs. Alteryx designer will automatically select the field for us, as in this case you can see it has selected the row ID field for us to be taken as the drop down as the joining field. Okay. Now we can just use this table to modify the data. That means its type we can modify, like right now it's double, we can just select it to int16 to reduce its size a little bit. We can rename it, so let's just rename it to a serial number just to show you that how the changes are gonna work. And like this we can just modify it, like the data type, the size, we can rename it or add a description. So let's just add a description, that is serial number, like this. Okay, so these are the changes that I have done, right? And then there is this unknown column, which is basically used in case we want to add more columns. Now in case of the view output, there are these three options, that is the L anchor that contains the records from the L input that didn't join to the records from the R input, the J anchor that contains the records that join from the L and the R input, and then we have the R anchor that contains the records from the R input that didn't join into the records from the L input. So this is the order, and these are the three anchors that have been shown over here. If we just click on run, so the joining would occur. Let's just click on the L anchor to get the records from the L input that didn't join to the records from the R input. So a total of 2171 records are there. We click on J, so 3020 records are J in this J anchor. That means the records that have been joined from the L input to the R input over here. As you can see, there are 3020 records, and in this R anchor we have no records. That means there are no records in the R input that didn't join to the records of the L input. So this is how the join tool works. And there are these different types of joins that can happen in this using the join tool. First is the inner join that we have done right now. specified by this J anchor. This is the inner join that contains the records that join from the L input to the records in the R input. This L anchor refers to the left unjoined that contains only of the records that didn't join to those of the R, and this R contains of the R unjoined records. Next we have is a possibility of a left outer join, that all the records from the L input including the records that joined with the R input, right? Now this can be achieved with the help of two tools, the join tool and the union tool. So what we can do is actually get a union tool here, and if we just combine them together, that means connect the J and L outputs of the join tool to the union tool. So the L is connected, let's just connect the J as well. Now if we just click on this output button and just run it, then what we would be getting is a total of 5191 records, which is the result of the left outer join. Similarly, if you want to get a result of the right outer join, now what is right outer join? That means all the records from the R input including the records that are joined with the L input. So again, let's just get a union. Let's just drag the J and the R anchors over here and run the workflow. So here it is, let's just click on the output, and this is around 3020 records that are a part of the right outer join. Last but not the least, we have the full outer join. So that means all the records that are a part of the L and the R inputs are the full outer join. Full outer join is actually similar to the append fields join, which means it actually performs a Cartesian join. A combination of all the records of both the tables would be shown over here, and the total number of rows would be the product of the individual rows in the tables. So either we can directly use the append fields, or if you don't want to use the append fields, then you can actually use a third option. So what I'm going to do is just copy these three tools, right click, copy, and create a new workflow out of them so as to avoid the confusion. And here I'm going to perform the full outer join. So let's just get the union tool over here. We need to connect all these three, that is L, J and R over here. So first of all, we need to connect the J output or the J anchor. Why we are doing it? Every time you are using the union tool after the join tool, make sure you first connect the J to establish the combined table schema, that what is going to be the final table schema, right? Then you can connect L, and then you can connect R, and then run this workflow. So after a few seconds, here is the output. Total of 5191 records would be displayed over here with all the values, right? And if you want to cross check your results, what you can do is actually use the append fields option. So for this, we are just going to copy these two tools. You can select multiple by control clicking them, right click, copy, go to the new workflow and paste them, either using the shortcut Control V or simply just right click and paste, right? Let me move it here, get the append fields tool over here, get it here and get it here, run it. So allow all appends and click on run. It's going to take a few seconds. Of course, append fields is a little bit slower option than the union and the join tool combined. So let's just wait for a few seconds, and while we are waiting, you can see actually the progress with which it is working on. Okay, right, so now if we just click on this output anchor, then we would be seeing a total of all the records that are present over here. So that is how the joins work, the Cartesian join or the full outer join, the left outer join, the right outer join, and basically all the types of the joins with the help of the join tool, union tool and the append fields tool. That is all that we would be looking at in this join tab, and that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.